Relative risk and odds ratio, two fundamental measures of association. We've already seen the risk difference, which measures associations on an absolute scale. But there are two more powerful measures. The relative risk tells us how many times more likely the outcome is in one group compared to the other. The odds ratio serves a similar purpose, but is essential for case control studies where we can't directly compute risks. Let's explore each one. Both relative risk and odds ratio come from the same 2x2 contingency table. Rows represent exposure status, exposed and non-exposed. Columns represent disease status, disease positive and disease negative. Cella 1 is the number of exposed individuals with disease. Cella 2 is the number of non-exposed with disease. The totals for each row are N1 and N2. The relative risk compares the probability of disease between two groups using a ratio. The risk in the exposed group is a 1 over N1. The risk in the non-exposed group is a 2 over N2. The relative risk is simply the ratio of these two risks. When RR equals 1, there's no association. RR greater than 1 means increased risk in the exposed group. RR less than 1 means decreased risk, suggesting a protective effect. Now for the odds ratio. Instead of comparing risks, we compare odds. The odds in the exposed group is a 1 over B1, or equivalently, P1 over 1 minus P1. Similarly for the non-exposed group, a 2 over B2. The odds ratio is the ratio of these odds, which simplifies to the cross product. A 1 times B2 divided by a 2 times B1. A key insight: when the disease is rare, the odds ratio closely approximates the relative risk. This is why the odds ratio is used in case control studies, where we can't compute the relative risk directly. Let's compute both measures for the WHI trial. The estrogen group had 751 events and 7755 non-events out of 8506. The placebo group had 623 events and 7479 non-events. The relative risk is 0.0883 divided by 0.0769, which equals 1.148. This means a 15% increased risk in the estrogen group. The odds ratio is 751 times 7479 divided by 623 times 7755, which equals 1.162. A 16% increase in odds. Notice how close RR and OR are. This is because the disease incidence is relatively rare, around 8%. Let's visualize the interpretation scale. The number line shows possible values of RR or OR. The null value of 1, marked with a dashed line, means no association. Values below 1 indicate a protective effect. Values above 1 indicate a harmful or increased risk. Our WHI result of 1.15 falls just above 1, indicating a modest increase in risk from estrogen. Remember, OR approximates RR when the disease is rare. Let's recap the key takeaways. The relative risk is the ratio of disease proportions between groups. The odds ratio uses the cross-product formula from the 2x2 table. Both equal 1 when there's no association. The odds ratio approximates the relative risk when disease is rare, and the odds ratio is indispensable for case control study designs.